Welcome to ByteLadder Academy. Today, we're breaking down security versus usability in plain English. Look, understanding this delicate balance is absolutely crucial for your Security Plus studies, your everyday IT support work, and corporate risk management. Because let's face it, we have all been there, right? Staring at a screen, completely frustrated by some random security prompt that is literally stopping us from just doing our jobs. In the next few minutes, we're going to see exactly why those necessary security controls sometimes feel like a massive, inconvenient roadblock. Ultimately, if you work in cybersecurity or manage real-world business systems, mastering this specific trade-off is the key to actually keeping your organization safe. Now, before we dive into that friction, we need to make a brief but really essential distinction. Information security focuses purely on protecting the actual data. Information system security, on the other hand, focuses on guarding the hardware, the software, and the devices that actually store, process, and move that data. Think of it like this. It's the difference between protecting a top-secret recipe itself versus protecting the heavy steel safe that the recipe is locked inside. Okay, so here is the absolute core concept for today. Cybersecurity is a constant, ongoing balance on a scale. On one side, we're protecting systems from risk. On the other side, we're ensuring usability. And usability just means people can still do their jobs without unnecessary friction. Strong security protects your data, your devices, your systems, and your users. But, and this is a big but, if we tip that scale way too far to the left and our controls become too difficult, users are inevitably going to bypass them, ignore them, or create incredibly risky shortcuts. Think about a physical, high-security office building. It's naturally protected by locks, badge readers, security guards, cameras, visitor logs, the whole shebang. All of these are fantastic security controls. But imagine if every single employee had to pass through 10 separate security checkpoints just to get to their desk and check their morning email. Productivity would completely crash, morale would plummet, and people would inevitably look for a workaround, like, say, propping open a side door with the rock just to save time. Well, in the digital world, our users do the exact same thing when our systems aren't usable. All right, let's move to Section 1, Core Cybersecurity Frameworks, or the weight on our security scale. It's honestly fascinating how the classic CIA Triad directly factors into this usability problem. The Triad ensures confidentiality, which means keeping information private and restricted to authorized people. It ensures integrity, which means keeping information completely accurate and unchanged. But look at that third pillar, availability. Availability literally means systems and data must be usable when needed by authorized users. If your security controls are so strict that your own employees cannot access the database when they legitimately need to, you failed the availability test. Availability is usability. Beyond the CIA Triad, we also rely a lot on a concept called non-repudiation. This uses tools like digital signatures to help prove that someone performed a specific action, and it guarantees they cannot easily deny it later. So, if I send an email with a cryptographic digital signature, I can't claim later on that someone else sent it. It is a fantastic security measure. But again, if the process of signing that single email takes a user 10 minutes to configure, they simply aren't going to use it. Now, user access generally builds sequentially through what we call the AAA framework. First up is authentication. This simply confirms your identity, usually by checking a username and password. Second is authorization. Once we know exactly who you are, this controls what you are actually allowed to access. Like, can you just read a file or are you allowed to edit it? Finally, we have accounting. This tracks exactly what you did while you were logged in, logging your activities for an audit trail. Moving right along to Section 2, modern controls and common pitfalls. This is where the theory actually hits the end user. When we map out our common controls, things like device locks protect company laptops when they're left unattended. Role-based access limits what users can reach, which ties directly back into authorization. We also have multi-factor authentication, or MFA, to protect accounts, and strong passwords to improve our baseline security. But, and this is absolutely crucial, poorly designed multi-factor authentication or impossibly strong password rules can deeply, deeply frustrate your users. If an employee has to pull out their phone and approve an MFA prompt 50 times a day, they're gonna experience alert fatigue, and eventually, they might just approve a prompt from a hacker completely by accident. And this friction completely extends to modern models like Zero Trust too. Zero Trust means exactly what it sounds like, never automatically trusting anyone, whether they are inside or outside the network. Instead, you're continuously verifying access using control and data planes. It's a really powerful and necessary evolution in cybersecurity, but implementing continuous verification without completely ruining the user experience, that requires incredibly careful, well-thought-out design. Because as defenders, we honestly make some pretty critical mistakes that throw our scale entirely out of balance. We fall into the trap of thinking that stronger security always means better security, completely ignoring the user experience. We confuse authentication, who you are, with authorization, what you can do. We completely forget that availability is a core pillar of security. And we mistakenly treat Zero Trust like a single software product you can just buy off the shelf, rather than a comprehensive security model that needs continuous tuning. So, I want you to keep this crucial quiz question in your back pocket. Whenever you implement a new system or write a new security policy, you've got to stop and ask yourself, is this control improving security, hurting usability, or balancing both? If it's just hurting usability without a massive gain in security, you definitely need to go back to the drawing board. Which brings us to Section 3, the cost of imbalance. What actually happens when users bypass our security? Consider a standard home or small business router provided by your internet service provider. It usually comes with a highly secure, incredibly complex default password. We're talking a random string like 3% 1WT ampersand exclamation point 92SXH. It is cryptographically fantastic, but where does the ISP actually play it? They print it right on a physical sticker on the front of the device for literally anyone walking by to see. Now, because that incredibly complex password is such a total nightmare to manage, memorize, or type into something like a TV remote, users just take the path of least resistance. They immediately log in, completely bypass the strong security, and change the password to an easily guessed dictionary shortcut like Magic2912 or Cupcake #1. By trying to force an overly complex security control on an everyday user, the system actually became entirely insecure. The user actively downgraded the security just to get the device to be usable. And listen, the financial and operational stakes for this are massive. These exact types of poor security trade-offs and risky user workarounds are exactly why the average cost of a major company data breach in 2022 hit a staggering $4.35 million. When security isn't usable, employees write passwords on sticky notes. They forward confidential emails to their personal accounts just so they can work from home. They bypass your expensive firewalls. That is exactly how threat actors get in, and that is how organizations lose millions. ByteLadder Recap. Strong cybersecurity protects people, data, and systems. But the best security also stays usable enough for real work to get done safely. So the very next time you're tasked with designing a new security control, take a step back and ask yourself, are you actually securing your network, or are you just forcing your users to find a dangerous shortcut? Stay secure, stay usable, and I'll catch you in the next lesson.